Hi, I'm Donna Dewberry, the original creator of the FolkArt one-stroke painting technique. Welcome to the Let's Paint Studio right here at Plaid. Learning to paint has never been as easy as when I teach you how to load a brush with multiple colors where you can blend, shade, and highlight with one stroke of the brush. Our new program with Let's Paint FolkArt One Stroke this year is going to be all about learning how to paint 50 different types of flowers. And as you can imagine, 50 flowers makes the possibility endless to be able to paint floral designs. I'm thrilled that you've chosen to join me on this one-stroke journey. So let's paint. Today's flower is a hyacinth, and we're going to get started with using the reusable teaching guide. And what we need to start painting is our FolkArt multi-surface paint. So let's go over the colors that we're going to be using today for our hyacinth. We're going to be using a cobalt hue, wicker white, violet pansy, citrus green, and sap green. We're going to be also using the FolkArt one stroke 12 flat and a 1/2 inch scruffy. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put a stem in, so we want to practice the stem, and then we're going to add our hyacinth to the stem. This is a fun project. I think you're going to like learning this. All right, so I'm going to take the 12 flat first, and we're going to go right between on the double loader. We're going to pick up, split the brush in half to pick up citrus green and sap green. There we go. So we're going to go between those two, kind of split it right in the middle. We dampened this brush first and laid it on a paper towel before we got started. And we're ready to go. So now I will start up here many times to say this is where I want my flower to go. So you're going to see I'm going to pull my little finger. It's going to help me pull the brush. Now this stalk is bigger, so it's okay, but we're going to take, and this is a chisel, so you're going to lift the citrus green edge slightly and then get a thinner stem. All right, so we don't want it too thin, but we really probably don't want it that big. All right, now what we're going to do next, because these are my strokes at home with you, it's going to make it easy for you to practice this because it's the actual size stroke we're going to be painting. So see, that's a long stem, and it comes a long leaf, and it's going to come down to the stem. All right, so then that's coming straight down with the citrus leading, going first. So look, we're going to push down heavier and curve up. They kind of curve a little bit at the bottom. And then right here, I can grab a touch of white in here. Just gives it a different shade. And we're going to be a little bit heavier. Now, if you're on a surface that's a little dry, you can go and get some floating medium, dip into that, and then slide down. All right, so we're going to wipe this off first, and then we're going to put it on our project. All right, so I'm using a wet wipe or a dampened paper towel. Okay. And you want to wipe this off good. This is coated so that we can wipe it over and over. And see, that's what we're going to paint. So I'm going to put it right here to remind you which ways the leaf is going to be going on here. So I'm going to just flatten my brush again before I do my stem. And I'm going to come right up here, and my little finger is going to help me pull this down. You hear that squeaking? Okay, it's going to pull down here. And then we're going to pick up fresh paint. And the first stroke I'm going to do is over here. And I'm going to put pressure. And I'm going to slide down. Now I think it needs to be a little bit wider. So I get fresh paint. I picked up a little bit more citrus green. And I put this over here. And then let's pick up a little bit more. And like I said, you can put a touch of white if you want. All right, so I put a taller one on this side. Pressure, slide down. All right, and just remember, if it's not just like you want, I just want to show you, I can go right back on this, make it a little bit whiter and come down. And then right in here, I'm going to start about right there and overlap a little bit. So, and at the bottom of this, I like to come on the chisel and just do a little bit of grass maybe. Okay. So we're going to clean out that scruffy. And we're going to use another brush now, so let me share that with you. All right, now I created this scruffy, and it's some natural hairs, so you want to keep it dry before you start painting, but fluff it out. All right, and then we're going to pick up the colors. It tells you everything right here. We're going to pick up by pouncing in the edge of the puddle of Cobalt U, then Violet Pansy, and you can get a touch of white. Okay, so see all those colors are on there? And now I want you to pounce. You're going to see where that flower is that we're going to put on top. I want you to pounce around, and this is a long oval. See how I'm moving my brush around? But I'm trying to keep control, so I'm right in this nice area here. Now that looks a little bit more purple than I want it to be. So with the Violet Pansy, so I can come in here and put a little bit more blue. Now this is going to be heavy paint on there still, which will be nice for what we're doing because we're going to now put individual strokes on here. So I'm going to come in here and pick up the two colors, the Violet Pansy and Cobalt. And then we pick up a little bit of white and work that in. Okay, it gives you just another shade besides what's here. And I'm going to put it here to see if we like that color. So you're going to push and lift, but we really want it smaller like this. All right. So, and then we're going to layer these. So we had the one to practice under there, but I'm going to come here and practice them here. But each one of those steps for this petal is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's pick up more paint. I can get a little bit of white and a little bit of Violet Pansy and then work it in. But you're on top of wet right here, so this is what I want to show you. We're going to come right here and do some strokes in here. I'm going to pick up a little bit more because I don't think you can see them. All right. We're going to come all in here and make these, and they're layering over each other like these. So the second row of petals goes right over there. So let's come right here. I gotta get enough white that, because it's picking up the other colors, I want you to see that. See, there we go. That's perfect. So you want little bits coming out over the edge. All right. And then you want to be able to see it in the middle of here. So just keep picking up little bits of whites until you get those shades. All right. So we're going to wipe that off, and we're going to, by the time you get this whole hyacinth done, you are going to know how to do those strokes. Okay. So look. That's what I was sharing with you. We're just making these little strokes right here over and over on top of the scruffy that we put on there. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep this out here to remind you. But what we're going to do first is come back to the Cobalt U, Violet Pansy, and then let's grab a little bit of white. We don't want too much white because we're going to be putting white in our other petals. All right, so I'm going to kind of gauge where I want this to be. Okay, and so then you're just going to stay tight to your project. And then you're going to come down. Let's get some more paint. See, it's an oval, a long oval. And they're different sizes. Okay, now Now what we're going to do is Violet Pansy, Cobalt U, and let's pick up white. Okay, so now what I was sharing with you is we're going to come off this edge here. And by having little bits of white in there, you can come along here. See, I'm going to do them different directions. And then let's look at what we're going to be repeating here. We're going to be going all in here like this and doing the little 5 petals, 5 or 6 petals. And we don't push down hard, we stay on the chisel. So let's finish these. I had so much fun today sharing how easy it is to paint these flowers. They turned out gorgeous. Remember, practicing on the reusable teaching guides right over my strokes gives you so much painting confidence. Thank you for joining me here in the studio. And remember, we just learned one more of the flowers from the A to Z one-stroke floral painting sets. And I would love for you to take pictures and share them on our Let's Paint with Plaid Facebook group by hashtagging Let's Paint Challenge. Come on, everybody, let's paint.